The guilt produces fear, and the fear makes his mouth go dry. So he's spitless. So the person who can't spit, he dies for the crime. Conscience is an incredible thing, powerful thing. An old drunk was walking home staggering on the sidewalk. When his dog came out, the drunk walked up his pathway. The dog snuggled up behind him and followed him into the house. The drunk collapsed on the floor, and the dog snuggled up to his hand and waited for that moment when his master would awaken, so he could lick him and have fellowship with him. The dog loved his master. Around midnight, the dog began to bark and bark.
Pessoal, o Capitólio no Washington, D.C.
Man, the last thing I want to hear is a barking dog.
Acontecendo aqui em Washington.
And saw a sight he could hardly believe. Everything was taken from his house. During that night, thieves had broken in and stolen all his possessions. The only two things were left in the house were one broken chair and a dead dog. The dog had heard the thieves breaking into the drunk's home.
Essa é a capital dos Estados Unidos, Washington, D.C., capital dos Estados Unidos.
His very best friend, the one that was trying to warn him that the thieves were breaking into his home. Your conscience is like that. It's like a barking dog. It's not pleasant when it barks at you, but we've got to realize is your conscience is your friend, not your enemy. It's there to warn you when you do wrong, because when you do wrong, there are always negative repercussions, maybe not right now, but in the future. What I'd like to do today with your help, your cooperation, is to show you why you should be very concerned and why you should listen to that conscience.
Porque você deve estar preocupado em ouvir a sua
consciência. The Bible tells us that God has set aside a day in which He'll judge the world in righteousness.
Dia do julgamento que Deus tem
Now that should please you if you love God. The day is coming where murderers will be brought to justice. What a wonderful day. Everybody who loves God will rejoice when murderers are brought to justice. Oh, it'll be a day when rapists will be also brought to justice. Where vicious men viciously rape innocent women. Those wicked people will be brought to justice. So God-fearing people can rejoice. Oh, it'll be a day when thieves are brought to justice.
Sim, vim visitar meus pais, matar a saudade.
Fornicators and adulterers, and the people who love God will rejoice when that day comes to pass. I have a very important question to you. Have you ever told a lie? You say, yeah? Yeah, I have. Well, then you're a liar.
Não precisa
and you're
gostar,
in big
não tem
trouble.
problema.
Have you ever stolen? You say, yeah. Just a few things, like a piece of gum,
Aquilo lá é
or maybe a pen from work. It's still,
monumento de
you
Washington.
are a thief. If you've stolen anything, irrespective
Mais tarde terei alguns vídeos sobre esse lugar, vocês vão poder ver. Obrigado a vocês, até mais.
The Bible says the Lord will hold